Over 70% of businesses fail with Facebook ads, and the only reason brands go out of business is because their cash flow is not enough to reinvest in ads. What I am about to show you in this video is a proven methodology that is used by a small percentage and that can decrease your cost to finally have enough cash flow to reinvest. This methodology boils down to combining Facebook and Instagram advertising with influencer marketing. I know that something you're going to say to yourself is that I don't have enough budget to allocate for influencer marketing too. Well, what I'm saying is to distribute much more strategically your marketing budget. You don't need to put more budget into your marketing, even though that is going to be a good decision. But what you can do instead is to reallocate your percentages from your entire marketing budget towards different channels. So let's say that you are spending right now 20% towards Facebook and Instagram advertising. What you can do is to take 5%, 10% and allocate towards influencers. In that way, you keep the same percentage for marketing, but you distribute your entire marketing budget towards different channels. I'm always a big promoter of diversifying your ways to get revenue for your business. Let's talk about how this entire strategy works and how to make those campaigns properly to get most results of it. And then afterwards, also I'm gonna tell you why this is so powerful and why you should pay more attention to this instead of only focusing on prospecting ads. So imagine you partner up with an influencer and that influencer is posting some content on their social media accounts using your product. So our duty is to get traction from that influencer, basically their audience who are already pre-qualified and have that trust effect from the influencer. You see, the conversion rate from the influencer might be 2-3%. That depends on their audience, how engaging they are, how much they trust that influencer. But our main reason we want to do that is because we want to get traction and then build a relationship with that audience. And we build that relationship with them further by showing our ads to them. Basically, we are going to have a retargeting campaign where we will show our ads to that audience. So the audience that we're going to target is going to be social media engagers in the last 7 days and website visitors, because we also have some people who are even more interested and they go to your website to check out your products. You see, in order to convert a stranger and turn that stranger into a loyal customer, you need to show your ads for multiple touch points. On the other hand, with influencer marketing, those touch points will be reduced considerably. And I'm gonna tell you why is that happening. First point is social proof, and probably you've heard about this one because it's quite popular and it's very critical and important for many brands. But you have to keep in mind that when someone is saying something about your product, is much more trustworthy than you saying something about your product. And with influencers, considering that influencer has a good audience, you simply borrow their trust and credibility because they have an audience that know, like, and trust them. On top of it, you get endorsements, and 49% of consumers say that they depend on what the influencer is saying about a specific product. And in fact, the more endorsements you will have, you'll observe that your costs to acquire new customers will reduce over time. Imagine we have two stores. One is going to be full of people and they seem all that they have some fun with their family, with their friends. And the second store is going to be empty with no people, with no traction. Which one are you going to pick? And this is what I'm talking about. We human beings tend to look at the products and services that have more endorsements, that have more traction, and that makes us feel comfortable that this brand is professional and legit. Also, with influencers, you create that word of mouth effect. That simply means you get more traction, and that traction over time can get you even more traction. Meaning is that if a person is coming from the influencer and then they get the product and they like the product, then they are much more likely to talk about your product to their family, to their friends, because people love to share about their new products, about their new items that they bought. So keep that in mind and make sure that you create a great experience for new customers. Another advantage is that you're going to have a face for your brand. You'll observe, even now and even moving forward, faceless brands or usually dropshipping stores with no faces on it, only with a logo or only showcasing the product. Those brands will always struggle because people buy from people. Now, in order to cut through the noise, because in the marketplace we have a lot of brands out there and it's very difficult to grow and acquire customers with a low cost. That's why if you show people in your brand, if you tell your story, that is going to resonate with your audience, and that is way more powerful and more convincing for people to take action. In 2022 and moving forward, your brand has to have a face. If it's not you, if you don't want to be in front of a camera, if you don't want to put yourself out there, you have to find an influencer or you have to find someone who is going to be the face of the brand. Look at the Tesla. We have Elon Musk. Why do you think that Elon Musk is so successful? On the other hand, do you know who is the CEO of Mercedes, Honda or Hyundai? That's why no wonder why Tesla is so successful in such a short period of time. How many times did you delete those messages from faceless brands just because you didn't trust them? And by having people on your ads or on your website, that is going to build immediately that trust. One point that I want to emphasize here is that you have to be very consistent with your branding. So if the influencer is posting some content, make sure that you use the same influencer in your retargeting ads. Because the last thing you want to do is you have one influencer that is posting content and then you use completely a second influencer for your retargeting ads. Usually that is not gonna work very well, because in order to build a relationship with that audience and eventually convert them, you gotta be consistent with your branding so people can remember your brand itself. And what I want you to do now is to book a call with me if you need some help with your Facebook advertising campaigns. We help e-commerce owners to scale their brand to 6 figures using the latest strategies that are working right now. So make sure that you schedule your call to see if you qualify, and I will talk to you soon.